Hey there, everyone. You won't believe what just happened. Former President Donald Trump is back in the headlines, and this time it's about Social Security stimulus checks. That's right, there's talk of $1,400 stimulus payments, and it's got everyone buzzing. Whether you're receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or other benefits, this could mean some serious relief for millions of Americans. The big question on everyone's mind is, what exactly did Trump do, and how could it affect your wallet? Is this a real possibility, or is it just political noise? We all know how important these stimulus checks have been over the last few years, especially for seniors and those on fixed incomes. With inflation driving up the cost of groceries, utilities, and healthcare, every dollar counts. Now, with this $1,400 proposal being discussed, the stakes couldn't be higher. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Why is Trump pushing for these payments now? And what does it mean for you and your family in the months ahead? In today's video, we're cutting through the headlines to give you the full story. We'll break down the details of Trump's latest move, what it could mean for Social Security recipients, and how likely it is that these $1,400 checks will actually land in your mailbox. We're going to cover everything you need to know to stay informed and prepared for what's next. But before we jump in, do us a quick favor. If you're excited about the idea of a $1,400 stimulus check, hit that like button. It helps us bring more updates like this straight to you. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on important news about Social Security, stimulus checks, and financial tips for seniors. Finally, share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think these checks are coming? And how would they impact your budget? Let's get started. All right, let's dive into what everyone wants to know. What exactly is going on with this $1,400 stimulus check? And how does Donald Trump play into it? Now, if you've been keeping up with the news, you'll know that stimulus payments have been a hot topic over the past few years, and for good reason. These checks have provided critical relief for millions of Americans, especially those on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI. But Trump's recent comments have sparked a new wave of interest and controversy about the future of these payments. So, what's the story here? To understand what's happening, we need to take a step back and look at Trump's recent public appearances and statements. In a recent speech, Trump suggested that additional stimulus payments should be on the table to help Americans deal with rising costs. While he's no longer in office, his influence in politics remains strong, and his comments have certainly caught the attention of both his supporters and critics. The idea of a $1,400 stimulus check is tied to his ongoing push to remain a key player in shaping the nation's economic policies. But the big question is, does this proposal have any real chance of becoming a reality? Here's the thing. While Trump's suggestion has sparked conversations, it's important to remember that implementing a stimulus package isn't as simple as one person proposing it. For a $1,400 stimulus check to happen, it would require significant support from Congress and cooperation from the current administration. And with the divided political climate we're in, getting both parties to agree on additional spending is no small feat. That being said, the fact that Trump brought this up shows that stimulus payments are still very much on the minds of policymakers, and that's a good sign for anyone hoping for financial relief. Now, let's talk about why this $1,400 check in particular has struck a chord with so many people. For seniors and those on fixed incomes, the financial challenges of today are no joke. Inflation has been hitting hard, with the price of groceries, gas, utilities, and healthcare climbing higher and higher. Even with Social Security cost of living adjustments, COLA, providing some relief, it's clear that many people are still struggling to make ends meet. A $1,400 stimulus check would be a game changer for millions of Americans, offering a much-needed boost to cover everyday expenses or pay off lingering bills. For those on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI, every dollar matters. These programs are designed to provide a safety net, but let's face it, the monthly payments often aren't enough to cover all the necessities. And when you factor in unexpected expenses, like medical bills or home repairs, it's easy to see why so many people are feeling the squeeze. That's why the idea of a stimulus check is so appealing. It's not just extra cash. It's a lifeline for those who need it most. But let's get real for a second. What are the actual chances of this $1,400 check becoming a reality? As of now, there's no official legislation in place to make it happen. However, Trump's comments have reignited discussions about the need for additional relief, and that's a step in the right direction. If enough pressure builds from the public, there's a chance that lawmakers could take action. This is why it's so important for everyone to stay informed and make their voices heard. Whether it's contacting your representatives or sharing your thoughts in forums like this one, your input can help drive the conversation forward. And speaking of making your voice heard, let's take a moment to address some of the concerns and questions people have been raising about stimulus checks. One common question is, who would qualify for this $1,400 payment? Based on past stimulus packages, it's likely that eligibility would focus on individuals and families with lower to middle incomes, as well as those receiving Social Security benefits, SSI, and SSDI. If you've received stimulus checks in the past, there's a good chance you'll qualify for this one too, should it come to fruition. Another question we're hearing a lot is, when would we see this money? Now, this is where things get a bit tricky. Even if a proposal for $1,400 checks were introduced today, it would take time for Congress to debate, approve, and implement the plan. Based on past stimulus rollouts, it could take several months from the time a bill is passed to when payments actually hit bank accounts. So while it's exciting to think about the possibility of extra money, it's important to manage expectations and stay patient as things unfold. Of course, there's another side to this story that we can't ignore: the critics. Some people argue that additional stimulus payments could contribute to inflation or put more strain on the federal budget. These are valid concerns, and they are part of the reason why getting bipartisan support for a new stimulus package is so challenging. However, supporters of the $1,400 checks point out that the benefits of providing direct relief to those who need it far outweigh the potential downsides. After all, when people have more money in their pockets, they're more likely to spend it, which helps stimulate the economy and support local businesses. Now, let's shift gears and talk about what you can do right now to prepare for the possibility of a $1,400 stimulus check. First and foremost, make sure your information with the Social Security Administration is up to date. This includes your mailing address, direct deposit details, and any other personal information they need to process your payments. If you've moved recently or changed banks, now is the time to double check everything. The last thing you want is to miss out on a payment because of outdated information. It's also a good idea to review your budget and think about how you'd use a $1,400 check if it came your way. Whether it's catching up on bills, setting aside money for an emergency fund, or treating yourself to something special, having a plan in place can help you make the most of the extra cash. And if you're feeling uncertain about your financial situation, consider reaching out to a financial advisor or nonprofit organization that specializes in helping seniors manage their money. There are plenty of resources available to help you navigate these challenging times. Finally, let's talk about the power of community. One of the best things you can do right now is connect with others who are in a similar situation. Whether it's joining a local senior group, participating in online forums, or simply engaging in the comment section of this video, sharing your experiences and learning from others can be incredibly empowering. You're not alone in this journey, and together, we can advocate for the changes we want to see. As we wrap up this discussion, I want to leave you with a message of hope. While the future of the $1,400 stimulus check is uncertain, the fact that it's being talked about at all is a sign that people are paying attention to the needs of seniors and those on fixed incomes. By staying informed, advocating for yourself, and connecting with others, you can play a part in shaping the policies that affect your life. So, what do you think? Are you hopeful about the possibility of a $1,400 stimulus check? How would this money impact your daily life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with more news, tips, and updates tailored just for you.